Welcome back to J Car Mania, your go-to spot for everything performance, power, and precision on four wheels. Today, we're diving into a truly unique machine that brings together quirky design, compact engineering, and a surprising punch of performance, the 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster. A car that may not look like a powerhouse at first glance, but wait until we dig into what lies beneath that sleek shell. Now, the original Smart Roadster was always a bit of an oddball. Lightweight, compact, and borderline toy-like in its proportions. It was never built to take on supercars or dominate the Autobahn. But Brabus, being Brabus, saw the potential to turn this city car into something much more exhilarating. Fast forward to 2026, and the newest iteration of the Brabus-tuned Smart Roadster is here, and it's better than ever. Under the hood, or rather, behind the seats in its mid-engine layout, you'll find a turbocharged 1.2-liter 3-cylinder engine that's been extensively reworked by Brabus. While that displacement may sound underwhelming, don't be fooled. Thanks to upgraded internals, a retuned EQ, and a lightweight chassis, this engine cranks out an impressive 160 horsepower and 200 Nm of torque. When you consider the car weighs just under 950 kilograms, those numbers start to make a lot more sense. 0 to 60 miles per hour. Just 6.2 seconds. Top speed, electronically limited to 140 miles per hour. That may not compete with supercars, but it's blistering when you factor in the car's scale and intended audience. It's built to offer raw, nimble fun, and that's exactly where it excels. What truly sets the 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster apart is how that power translates on the road. Thanks to its rear-wheel drive setup and finely tuned suspension, the Roadster delivers a pure driving experience. The car feels alive in your hands. Every input, every corner, every blip of the throttle connects you to the machine in a way most modern cars have long since abandoned in favor of digital filters and over-engineered stability systems. Brabus has dialed in the handling characteristics perfectly. The suspension setup has been stiffened and lowered slightly compared to the base Smart Roadster, giving it a planted feel when carving through corners. The steering is direct, with just enough feedback to keep you engaged but not so twitchy that it becomes overwhelming. The 17-inch forged alloy wheels wrapped in Michelin Pilot Sport 4 rubber ensure that grip is never in short supply, even when you're pushing the limits on twisty backroads. The brakes are upgraded as well, featuring ventilated discs up front and solid discs at the rear, all clamped down by performance-calibrated calipers. Pedal feel is tight, responsive, and consistent, exactly what you want when pushing hard. Brabus has also tweaked the electronic stability program to allow for a bit more freedom before it steps in, giving the driver a bit more room to explore the car's playful rear end. The exhaust system has been reworked to deliver a deeper, throatier note. It's not obnoxious, but it has that signature Brabus growl that hints at the power packed inside this unassuming shell. It pops and crackles on downshifts and sings as you climb through the rev range. If you didn't know better, you'd think it was a much larger engine from the way it sounds. But the performance story isn't just about straight-line speed or cornering grip, it's about engagement. The 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster is fun in a way that's becoming increasingly rare. There's no hybrid system here, no complex AWD with torque vectoring, no adjustable dampers or adaptive steering. Just an engine, a gearbox, and a lightweight frame designed to deliver the maximum amount of driving joy. Speaking of gearboxes, Brabus has done away with the much maligned semi-automatic transmission from earlier generations. Instead, the 2026 model features a slick 6-speed dual-clutch transmission with paddle shifters that shift with lightning speed. It's precise, responsive, and makes a huge difference in driving enjoyment. Whether you're blasting through a mountain pass or simply cruising through town, this transmission always seems to be in the right gear, ready to pounce. Fuel economy might not be the first thing on your mind when talking performance, but the Smart Roadster manages to balance fun and efficiency surprisingly well. Thanks to its small displacement engine and lightweight construction, it sips fuel at an average of 45 miles per gallon, making it one of the most efficient performance cars in its class. Daily driving this car is not just possible, it's encouraged. Now let's talk about the interior, because while this car is clearly about the drive, Brabus hasn't neglected what happens inside the cabin. The first thing you'll notice when you slide in is how low you sit. The driving position is snug, sporty, and more race car than runabout. You're not riding on top of the chassis, you're embedded within it, connected. The seats are Brabus-specific sport buckets, trimmed in a combination of Alcantara and leather with contrast stitching and subtle branding. They offer excellent lateral support without being too harsh for daily use. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and features a flat-bottom design with integrated controls, giving you easy access to key functions without taking your eyes off the road. Despite its size, the cabin is surprisingly well appointed. There's a 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system that supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a digital instrument cluster with customizable displays, and a surprisingly potent Harman Kardon sound system. Of course, space is limited. This is still a smart car at its core, but Brabus has made the most of every inch. Storage is modest, but functional. There's a small trunk in the rear and a front compartment that's just big enough for a gym bag or a weekend getaway backpack. You won't be hauling lumber in this car, but that's hardly the point. This is about purest motoring, keeping things light, tight, and laser-focused on the joy of driving. In terms of design, Brabus has given the 2026 Roadster a subtle but effective visual overhaul. The body kit is aggressive without being over the top, with aerodynamic elements like a front splitter, rear diffuser, and side skirts all finished in carbon fiber. The signature Brabus grille gives it a meaner, more purposeful look, while optional matte paint finishes and contrast accents help it stand out in a crowd. LED lighting is standard across the board, and the overall aesthetic strikes a perfect balance between retro charm and modern aggression. It's instantly recognizable as a smart roadster, but it looks like it's been doing push-ups in the off-season. Wider, lower, sharper, it's every bit the Brabus treatment. Safety hasn't been ignored, either. Despite its size, the 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster comes with a suite of modern driver assistance features, including lane departure warning, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, and a rear-view camera. It may be small, but it's not fragile. The reinforced steel chassis and multiple airbags make it as safe as any compact on the market today. What really sets this car apart, though, is its personality. It's rare to find a vehicle that so clearly communicates its purpose. The 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It doesn't have 3 rows of seats, it doesn't have 100 driving modes, and it certainly doesn't apologize for being different. It's a car for people who love driving, who crave the connection between man, machine, and road. It's a car that makes you grin every time you drop a gear. It's a car that makes your commute feel like a mini Grand Prix. And it's a car that, despite its modest specs on paper, delivers an emotional experience that few other vehicles can match. Brabus has managed to take a city runabout and turn it into a true driver's car without losing its quirky charm or compact usability. So, is the 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster worth it? Absolutely. If you're looking for something different, something that blends fun, efficiency, and personality into one dynamic package, this might just be the perfect machine. It's not the fastest, it's not the biggest, and it's not the most luxurious. But it's honest, it's pure, and it's an absolute blast. That's all for today's review of the 2026 Brabus Smart Roadster. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more high-octane content, performance reviews, and raw driving impressions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This is J Car Mania, where passion meets precision. See you in the next one.